Hello Internet and welcome to my channel again. Today I want to talk about Google Stadia. Recently this service has been launched to specific regions around the world and people was able to test this service. And what it turned out to be a disaster. A lot of problems, there's some lag and the lack of features. And recently it was discovered that if you buy a game at a discounted rate, you lose this game you bought at a discount if you unsubscribe from the Stadia Pro. So thing ain't very good for Google Stadia at the launch. But to be fair, this is expected, so just let's give this service a time to mature. But if you come to think of it, who needs Stadia in the first place? Whenever somebody is playing, he have in his mind that he is relaxing at this time, so he just want to enjoy some video games. And the idea of Stadia is that you can carry your games everywhere around. And those games ain't mobile games, they are fledged PC console games. So they need focus, they need to be set down, and they need a controller. So on the go, it is not ideal. But it is very good if you are at home or relaxing as well. But even if you are at home, it is not very convenient to go for a streaming service and leave out the dedicated consoles. Keep in mind that Stadia is all about digital, so you ain't owning the game. So as long as the game is still online on their store, you can play it or buy it. But as long as it has been removed, you lose access to this game, unlike the physical copies of PlayStation 4 or Xbox One S. And even let's say that you are on the go and you don't have time to relax at home, so you need to play your high-end games on the go with your mobile phone. Well, Stadia can do this, yes, but Sony recently did a video announcing that they are promoting their remote play. And remote play has been a very long story for Sony. They've been practicing this or having this feature for a long time ago, a few years back, where you can put your PlayStation at home, connected to the internet, and whenever you are on the go, you can pull out your Xperia phone or your laptop and play your favorite video games streaming. Of course, console at the home will be running and you are remotely controlling it. But now Sony is promoting their remote play again, but this time it supports multiple devices. And what's even more great about Sony Remote Play is the fact that you physically own the console and you physically own the CD or the video game that you have. Or maybe you can buy it digital. It's up to you. Well, the downside of this functionality is the fact that if you still really own the physical copy, you cannot just change it wherever you are outside. So you have to still rely on the digital store. And plus, Sony is providing remote play for free, so you just have to pay for the console. And yes, Stadia offer a better quality, but believe me, Stadia charge for monthly subscription for those features, and you still does not own the game. It is digital. So Sony just immediately ruined out the launch for Google Stadia. And this is just Sony. Microsoft's also developing or testing their new X Cloud for streaming. And this service, when it rolls, of course, it will dent a little bit on Google Stadia because Google Stadia still does not offer a stable and good experience. And if you decide to jump in this Google Stadia ecosystem, you're stuck with it. You cannot go away. You have to stream your game. You are forced to stream your games. But unlike the PS4, for example, because we have PS4 remote play now, we don't know about the Xbox One remote play for the time being. But let's, for example, take the remote play from the PS4 or even Steam as well, because they function the same thing. You having your own library, your own console, your own PC, and your own games, and you play them as regular as any other gamer does. And streaming your games to a mobile phone is an extended or an extra feature that Sony and Steam is providing. It is not the main feature like Google Stadia. And yet again, first-party games is the must to showcase your hardware. And Google, in this case, have to showcase their first party. They have to show something that the console or the physical consoles cannot do. Only the cloud can do it. And by far, it is quite hard because now we are seeing a very sophisticated games that is happening on the console, like Battle Royale. 100 players are fighting in a small map. Long time it wasn't feasible, but now it is doable. And before I take your opinion about Stadia, now just come to my mind something that if Sony develop a CD switcher for your PS4, You load 10 CDs, for example, in this CD switcher, and whenever you are on remote play away from home or away from the console, you just switch CDs, and it is automatically taking the CD out from your PS4 and putting a new CD. Well, this is a really great idea. And this will encourage people more into remote play because you physically own the copies of your games. So anyway, guys, what do you think about Stadia?